Okay, hi everyone. My name is Chris. I work in the Student Services Division in the Faculty of Arts and Science. I'm going to take you all through how programs and plans work and specifically what you're going to need to know for plan selection time in May. First, though, it's important to note that the Faculty of Arts and Science is huge. We represent about 60% of the total Queen's student population, a couple dozen departments offering all kinds of different options. The reason I point this out is that while it provides you with almost endless options for your degree, there's over 2,000 different degree combinations. It can also make things a little bit more tricky trying to figure out exactly what option is best for you. So that being said, the research you're doing now and watching this video is an awesome step in that process. So I encourage you all to speak to as many people as possible and read as much as possible to make the best choice for your future. So first thing, it's important to understand the terminology. So you'll see the words program and plan a lot, and it's not exactly intuitive what they mean, so let's go over them. The word program really means your degree. The majority of students either pursue a Bachelor of Arts honors program, a Bachelor of Science honors program, or a Bachelor of Computing honors program. We do have some other direct entry programs, but most students begin in one of these three programs. The word plan refers to your major, joint honors, specialization, or your major minor combination, essentially your concentration. Keep in mind that you can choose to take a minor. If you choose to take a minor, the combination is just sort of one plan. So your plan would be, for example, the combination of a major in biology and a minor in health studies, for example. As you all know, your degree is made up of more than just your focus of study or your plan. It's also made up of elective courses. So you can also create different degree plan combinations. So let's review the structure and some of the more common options. So this chart shows the common degree combinations that most students in a Bachelor of Arts honors program choose to pursue. A BAH program normally takes 4 years to complete, though there is no time limit. Students must complete a total of 120 units, and when we talk about units, it refers to the weighting of the course. The vast majority of one term only, the half-year courses, are 3 units, and full-year courses are 6. So, for example, if you took 5 courses in the fall and 5 in the winter, then you're taking 30 units this year. 30 times 4 is, of course, 120, so that's where we come up with the 120 unit requirement. And again, some people will even sometimes refer to the BAH, BSCH, the honors programs as 4-year degrees, but again, there's no time limit whatsoever. There are tons of students who take more than 4 years to complete. The first column here shows the number of units needed to complete a major plan. So 60 units for the major and 60 units in the elective courses for a total of 120 units. As in the second column, excuse me, shows the major minor combination. So as in the first example, students will complete 60 units towards their major. Depending on whether you're an arts minor or a science minor, you'll need to complete between 30 and 48 units. Some science minors are more than 30 units. The vast majority in arts are 30 units, but some in science are a little bit more than 30, all the way up to 48 units, which if you're in one of those means a little bit less electives. The third example shows a joint honors combination. Joint honors is essentially like a double major light. So you can see 42 units in each one of these concentrations, 32 units as electives. The joint honors is a really good plan option for certain students, depending on your interests and what you want to do with your degree after your undergrad studies here. It's essentially, as you see, halfway between sort of the requirements for a minor and a major. There's also one specialization in the arts, which is politics, philosophy, and economics. It follows the same format as the science specializations, which I'm about to discuss on this next slide. So this chart shows the common degree combinations for BSCH students, so Bachelor of Science students. Science students must complete the same 120 units as art students, and again, it generally takes roughly 4 years. Majors in the sciences can range between 60 to 72 units, and minors, again, between 30 and 48, depending on if you're an arts or science minor. There are specialization options in the sciences, but no joint honors. So remember, joint honors are just for arts programs. These plans range between 84 to 105 units, so the majority of your courses will be in that discipline. Specializations are great great options for students depending on what you want. But as you can see here, the vast majority of your courses, especially after first year, are going to be in that specialization, in that concentration. So make sure you're really into it if that's where you want to go. If you're interested in computing, the computing plans are the major and a few specializations, and of course they have minors in computing as well, and they follow basically the same format as the science ones I'm showing you here. We also have general degrees in all areas, which would consist of 90 units. For these, you would follow the same requirements as the minor with 30 or more units required, plus electives to get to those 90 units. Depending on what you're looking for out of your degree, this may be a really good option for you, so I encourage you to discuss that with some advisors in the faculty office or in departments or in career services if you think that might be an option for you. I should mention here that regardless of which program you're admitted to, you can absolutely choose a plan in another program. So if you're a science student right now, you can pick an arts plan, for example. The only real deviation from this this year is computing. If you are not admitted to a computing program, then you still may be able to be admitted to a computing plan, but they would be taking very few students from outside of computing this year. This is because of capacity concerns. So if you're not in computing now and you want a computing plan, I'd strongly suggest you speak to the folks in the School of Computing as soon as you can to discuss this. You also can mix and match between plans if you want to do a major minor combination. So you can have a biology major with a French minor or a history major and a physics minor. All of that is definitely possible. You don't have to stick to just arts or just sciences or just computing. You can also switch your plan if you end up changing your mind in a year or two. That's not the purpose of this session, but no, there are ways for you to switch into something else. If you get a year or two in and you realize you don't like it as much as you thought, if that happens, please feel free to contact us in the faculty office and we can help you through that process. So where do you find the plan requirements for plans you may be interested in? That information is all on the academic calendar. So the academic calendar is not an actual calendar, though it does have some dates in there. It contains regulations and lists of courses, and most importantly for this conversation, plan requirements. The web address is up here on the screen, but honestly, it's just as easy for you to Google Queen's Academic Calendar and you'll find it. Once there, you can either use the navigation on the left-hand side or use a search at the top. If you're searching for the requirements for the biology major, for instance, you can either type in the BIOL-M-BSH code if you know it, or simply just search for biology major in that search bar at the top. You'll get to this page, which will tell you all the courses you need to take in order to fulfill the biology major plan requirements. So on this page, you're going to see three different sections. The first is the core courses. So these are the courses you must take, so you don't have any option to take these. The second section will be option courses. So these are the courses that you'll generally can choose from a list of courses. So biology, for instance, you have to take 12 units from biology at the 300 level or above. This means that you can choose which courses you want to take to fulfill that specific requirement. The third section, and this is mostly just in the sciences, is supporting courses. So these courses you must take that are generally outside the department of your plan. So again, for this biology major, you must take Intro Chemistry, Chem 112, and one of the Intro Calculus courses. So basically, these would be courses that provide you knowledge that you'll need to succeed in your core and option courses later. Each plan has a specific set of requirements that are all listed out in the academic calendar. You also notice that each of the courses are hyperlinked. So this takes you to the description of the course and prerequisites, etc. So you'll have an idea of what you're getting yourself into and what you'll be learning in each class. If you have any questions about these requirements at any point in your academic journey, then please come talk to us in the faculty office or get in touch with someone in the department. Okay, so let's go into the steps involved in actually choosing your plan. So this is what you're going to be doing in May. So step one is knowing what you want. This is a huge decision for you, but there's lots of resources available to help you choose a plan that is right for you. And investigating this as you are now is an awesome step in that process. So you can visit the Arts and Science website to view thresholds for the plan you're interested in. We are going to go over the exact screens you're going to be seeing there, and I'm going to describe those documents in a moment here. But you do need certain thresholds to be admitted to each plan. Many departments speak to their first year classes as well, or they might hold information sessions. So definitely check those out in your first year intro classes, or contact someone in the departments you may be interested in. Check out their website. They'll be advertising some information sessions they may hold, or they might come talk to you in your first year classes. You can also schedule an appointment to meet with a peer advisor or an academic advisor in the faculty office. You can do that by going to the academic advising section of the Arts and Science website, and you can book an appointment online. If you have any issues, you can contact our office, and I'm going to give you our contact information at the end of this presentation. You can also discuss your options with career counselor and career services to help you understand employment options and grad school options that each plan can lead to. Obviously, all these groups have websites and phones and contact information, so feel free to reach out to them at any point. The earlier, the better. So here's where you will find the plan thresholds on our website. So you go to queensu.ca/artsci, you click on undergraduate, then plan selection, which is under the first year student section. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see links to the thresholds for each department. So these little red tabs right here. When you click on them, in this case, political studies, a document will open up that provides you with the thresholds for both automatic acceptance and acceptance to the pending list. So those are kind of two different things. Automatic acceptance means if you meet the criteria, then you are, as soon as you click submit and during plan selection, you're going to be automatically accepted. So in this case, for the political studies major, if you have a 2.5 cumulative GPA and you got at least a B in POLS 110, which is the intro political studies course, then you would be automatically accepted to this plan. The pending list is for those who maybe don't quite meet the automatic acceptance thresholds, but for, again, in this case, political studies major, if you have a cumulative GPA of at least 1.9 and you've passed POLS 110, you would be placed on a pending list. The week following plan selection, so this is the first full week of June this year, in 2023, departments will be looking through those pending lists, so students who ended up on the pending list, and making decisions sort of individually whether to accept or deny. We'll go into a little bit more of that, the details of that in a couple slides. Generally speaking, though, you're going to need a certain cumulative GPA and a minimum grade for any of these plans. Sometimes you'll notice here for these joint honors plans, you may need a grade in two specific classes. So political studies and English, for example, you need the same 2.5 and a B in POLS 110, and you also need at least a C- in English 100. Okay, so step 2 is actually selecting your plan. Now that you know what you want, you're actually, during the 2-week period between May 22nd and June 2nd, you're going to be actually selecting your plan. So I'm going to show you the screens on that, but quickly before I do, I just want to point out that plan selection is not first come, first served, so you can change your mind as many times as you want during this 2-week period. There's no priority given to those who select a plan early versus late in that period. But every time you are automatically accepted to a plan, it's going to be recorded on your transcript. So, for instance, if you're accepted to political studies on May 22nd, and then you change your mind the next day and you switch to an English major, and then the next day you change your mind again and you want to go into the joint honors plan with political studies and English. That's all totally fine. As long as you do it between that 2-week period, that's all fine. It is just going to show up each time you're automatically accepted on your transcript. It's not punitive. There's nothing wrong. It just might look a little funny when you first look at it. But again, there's nothing wrong. But I just want to point that out. Okay, so during that 2-week period, when you're ready, you log in to Solus, you click the Academic Records tab, and then the Program Plan Selection option on the left-hand menu. You'll be taken to this screen where you're going to select which program you want to update. The majority of you are going to have just your arts and science plan here. For Con Ed students, you're also going to have your education program. So there's a separate plan selection period for education students, and they'll reach out to you if they haven't already to let you know about that process. But the majority of you, you're going to be just have one plan here. But either way, select your arts and science program, and you'll be taken to this screen. So this is the screen where you actually enter in the new program plan that you want. So you start off by entering in the program. Remember, the program is essentially your degree. So this example, the student wants a Bachelor of Arts honors program. They want a religious studies major. So if they know the code, and those codes are on the thresholds document, they're in the academic calendar. So if you do know the code, you can just type it in here, RELS-M-BAH. If you don't know the code, then you can search clicking the little magnifying glass there. So if you want to have a minor along with your major, and remember, majors and minors can be combined, but you cannot add a minor to a joint honors plan. You cannot add a minor to a specialization, and you can only add one minor. You can't have two minors, basically. But if you do want to add a minor to your major program, once you fill in your academic plan, your major, you either have to tab out of that screen or you hit enter. And then the little major minor combination text box at the bottom there will pop up. And again, you can enter in your minor plan if you know the code, or you can search. So again, this student wants the Indigenous Studies minor, so they start by typing in INDG, hit the magnifying glass, and they're taken to the right code. So as soon as you then hit continue, your request will be evaluated and one of three outcomes will occur. So automatic acceptance, pending list, or not accepted. So in this case, automatic acceptance. If you see this screen, it means that you've been accepted and registered into your requested plan. That's it. You don't need to do anything else to confirm your major. Again, you can go back in and change this stuff, but if this is all you want, then you're totally done. If you meet the pending list, you're going to be taken to this screen. And there are a couple plans, not too many, but a couple who do not have automatic acceptance at all. So for the PPE specialization, the politics, philosophy, economics specialization, for example, if you want that plan, then you're automatically going to go onto a pending list no matter what. But either way, if you end up on the pending list, you're going to be taken to this screen where you have to enter in essentially a backup choice, an alternate program plan combination that you are automatically qualified for. So you can be on one pending list, and then you have to be on one in one plan that you are automatically accepted for. So the reason for that is we need to make sure that you come out of plan selection in something. So this is basically your backup plan. As I mentioned earlier, the week following plan selection, departments will be working through their pending lists and making decisions. So as soon as they make their decision, you'll receive an auto email letting you know whether you're accepted or not. So during that first full week of June, if you were on a pending list, please just keep a close eye on your QueensU email address, because you will be receiving an email at that point. If you have any follow-up questions, contact the department specifically, because it is just a kind of generic auto email that's going to say you're accepted or not, basically. If questions, feel free to reach out and contact the department. If you're not accepted, so if you cannot find a plan that you qualify for automatically, or if you don't qualify for the auto or pending list for the plan that you really want, this is where we need to come up with a bit of a plan B, and our advisors can help you do that. So please reach out to our office and we can help walk you through some strategies and some options based on what may be best for you. And you can do that by contacting us. We're located in Dunning Hall, so you can walk into Dunning Hall and talk to us. You can email us at asc.studentservices@queensu.ca. You can call our main phone number at 613-533-2470. We also have a dedicated first year hotline open during plan selection. So those 2 weeks of plan selection, the first day is actually Victoria Day, so it won't be open that day, but all the other days from 9 until 4 p.m. We do have a first year hotline that's going to be open for first year students with plan selection questions. So please feel free to call 613-533-6708 during that time. And then our website is queensu.ca/artside. So thank you very much for listening to me, and best of luck in the remainder of your term and into plan selection.